It's just such a great place to travel. But personally, I think given how much more I value being able to travel now, I feel like if I really had to pick, it would probably only just be like maybe Japan, Singapore,
right,
and then Hong Kong. Hong Kong, I'm actually not. I mean, I think Hong Kong is a great place to hang out. I just don't know if I would live there, but I do happen to have a lot of friends there. So I would want to go there. Yeah. But what I really feel like I would miss out on is the other parts of the world where culture is just so like 360 degrees. Right?
Sure. But like that'll open. It's gonna take more time. I just mean like in the immediate, you know, like I want like a quick shot of fucking, you know, travel, right? Just
so
Asia.
then, yeah.
You know, I like it'll get me through another year. Like I can do Asia for 1 year and then go back to the US. Like it'll help. I think Hong Kong will be first. Like I have, you know, business friends who really need to travel because of business.
Yeah.
So they think it's gonna be hopefully before Chinese New Year.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Traveling, you know, we love talking about traveling on the podcast. I'm trying to get C-Trip as my first sponsor for this podcast.
Oh, well, guys from C-Trip, if you're listening to this, please sponsor my friend Steven because he is a shoot first, aim later kind of guy. So
aim second.
Aim
not
second.
Later, second. Yeah. Yeah, you still gotta aim. You just gotta do a second. Yeah. No, like we traveling, I think it's also made me appreciate China more. Like I'm trying to travel in China more now, and like you said, it's been pleasantly nice.
Yeah, nice. I'm always really shocked.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Yeah. But cool. I think like there is a certain cultural homogeneity that you can see happening in Shanghai right now, where everywhere you go, like you'll get some interesting things, but I do miss, because I did live in New York for 5 years, and I miss that really just blatant cultural change between every neighborhood, right? You know, I mean, I remember when I was living like in Chinatown on Christie and I want to say Hester or Grand.
Sure.
My running route.
Streets mean nothing to me, but yes.
It's just like in Chinatown. It's right near the Williamsburg Bridge. So I run across to Williamsburg Bridge. And when you cross and you get to Brooklyn, if you go up, then that's like where the cafes, the gentrified, you know, Williamsburg is. Yeah. But then I would always go down because that would be the way towards the other bridge, which is the Manhattan Bridge. And I would just be like, oh, okay, I see cafes now. And then when I go down, there's this like Hasidic neighborhood called Vinegar Hill. And it's just so crazy because I'll be jogging in my sports bra and I'll see that like these women that are like my age or even younger, and they're just like in strollers, like pushing like babies, with like their heads like shaved, and they're wearing like, and you know, because they just stay in that one neighborhood. Okay. And you see the Hasids that are just like no electronics, you know, and you know everything's kosher. Like, interesting. Yeah, it's so crazy to see that in New York. Yeah, it's so crazy. I mean, it's just these people are living in such a different world, but they're only like half a mile away from me, you know, across the bridge. So I do miss that. I do miss that a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hopefully, you know, with the recent elections, it'll get better. We hope. We hope, right? Yeah. All right, Joy. So we usually end this podcast the same way. We usually end with a rapid round of questions. Okay. So just the first answer that pops to your head. Okay. Yeah, you can explain it, you know, but just we want the ideally the first answer. So the question we usually start off with is, what is your favorite dish in Asia? It's not cuisine, like single dish.
I'm Shanghainese, so I have a very natural affinity for hairy crabs. Okay. Not the boiled kind. If anybody listening is Shanghainese, you'll be aware that every year around November, October, you have like regular hairy crabs that are alive that you steam. Yeah, and those are earlier.
I thought hairy crabs in like September, no? October.
Like this is how my grandma says it. Like when you feel the need to put on a sweater. Oh, okay. That's when
season,
hairy crab season.
That's like now, yeah.
Yeah, it's like now, right? I'm wearing a sweater. But I mean, you have like regular hairy crabs that you steam, but then some stores will also sell drunken hairy crabs where it's like raw, and then they put in a jar with like.
Wait. So it's not like actual alcohol. It's not like how you put wine in pasta sometimes or wine in meat.
It's soaked in like rice wine. So it's just a jug of rice wine with anise and some other spices and herbs. And they just put the raw hairy crab in there. And then they're just like not pickled, but like they're like marinated.
Right.
And then after a few, I don't know how long, you take it out and you just eat it raw. Damn. I mean, this is probably a health violation in a lot of countries, but I look forward to it every year.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good. No, that's a great dish. Next question we usually ask is, what is one place in Asia that you would recommend people to travel to that they wouldn't think of? So not like a tier 1 place. So not like Bangkok, Tokyo, like...
Oh, in Asia.
Like, in Asia, anywhere in Asia. That's just like, a secret place.
A secret place.
Well, not a secret
That's really hard. But off the top of my head...
Sure.
One of the most amazing places I've been to recently is, it's like Shangri-La. It's off of Shangri-La in Yunnan. Yeah. If you drive down, I think 3 hours, there's this place called, I forgot, but it's called the Tiger Leaping Gorge.
Yeah.
The mountains are so beautiful. Yeah. I got like no service there. Sure. So I had an excuse not to reply to anybody. Yeah. But the view is so amazing. Yeah. It's so insane.
Absolutely. I still haven't gone yet. I want to go. I'm thinking maybe like Chinese New Year. That's when.
Oh, wow. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, that's okay. I can handle cold. I'm Canadian.
Oh, that's right. You're Canadian. That's true. Yeah. There's no sweater weather for you.
No sweater weather.